Hello, guys, and welcome
Near
back.
Blackburn, small town near Blackburn. You're just hello. How are you?
I thought I'd throw you in from the start. I wish I hadn't. How are you doing, Chris? How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Hope
And
you're all
how's
okay
your
here as well.
how's your lovely mother?
She's all right. She's all right. I'll send her your regards, but I'm not sure she'll keep hold of them.
Oh, she can keep hold of something. Do give her my best. Say hi.
I think you already did that.
Oh, lovely woman.
Hope you're well, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You are back with Turfmoor House. Obviously, we have been away for about a fortnight now, and sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a break, recharge the batteries to get going again. A couple more ideas, but obviously, we are back straight away. Obviously, this Saturday it's Leicester versus Burnley, and as Chris just did with his chair, sunk down like Burnley have already this season towards the bottom of the league pyramid. So, Chris, I mean, first of all, obviously you're okay. We've acknowledged that one. But
you're going
yeah.
down with the Norwich. Down with the Norwich.
Honestly, give a plug to your channel, mate.
I don't know if nobody's going to come and watch me now, are they? Twitter is at Leicester TID and YouTube is Leicester Till I Die TV. But as well as getting over and subbing to me, make sure you sub to this guy's channel as well. He puts a lot of effort into it, a lot of hard work, and well, Kate does a lot of it, let's be honest with you. But no, sub to this channel. He deserves it. Give him all the support you can, guys.
No, cheers, Chris. Thanks very much. Obviously, as you can tell, Chris, I mean, he's always usually here anyway, but Chris is here because obviously he's got a reason to be here this time. Obviously, it's Leicester versus Burnley this weekend and at the King Power Stadium. First of all, Chris, how have you found this season has gone for you so far?
Do you know what? I'm not at the moment worried, but it's not the start that we've had in the last couple of seasons. You know, if you look at this time last year, we were fifth. I think the time the year before we were fourth. And turn the volume down. Turn the volume down, Joe. So now we're 12th. And when you look at the start that we were given and the teams we were playing, you know, we've got Terry. We've got Wolves, we've had Norwich, we've had Man City, we had West Ham, we had Brighton, yourselves, Crystal Palace. No disrespect, but they're teams, what we would call lower half teams. Let's just say that in fairness. And you know, if we don't get a good number of points from those games, when we then start coming up against the top half teams more, you know, I'm a little bit worried. But then last two seasons, we've been the ones that have been up in, you know, the top four all season, looking over our shoulders. Maybe this season it's our turn to come up behind. A bit like you when you saw me that time.
the thing is with Leicester, they always find a way, and it's sort of for me looking from the outside, you know, you get that good run of results, and it seems to just catapult Leicester. And as you say, the last, you know, you've been finished fifth. What for? How many seasons now? The last three?
Just
is
two.
It? So,
just two. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm obviously taking this season as well.
Hey, give me fifth now. I'll take it.
Oh, I bet. I mean, obviously, going back to the beginning of the season, it was a bit of a ropey start, wasn't it? And then, and then obviously,
it hasn't been unropey, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, we beat Wolves, but they didn't have the shooting boots on at all. You know, they should have beaten Man United as well the other week, and they didn't, and they paid the price again. Norwich, you know, everybody's going to beat Norwich this season. Well, 18 of us are going to beat Norwich this season. Not sure about Burnley, but yeah, banter, mate. But we only just managed to beat them 2-1. Man City we played well against, but we lost. Napoli, we were 2-0 up and we ended up being 2-2. But again, you take that because of it's Napoli. But we've not been playing well. That's been the worry. And we finished last season, and Brendan came along, and he didn't actually have a tactical light bulb moment.
Yeah.
But Harvey Barnes was injured. Maddison was injured, so he had to play Iheanacho with Vardy. And suddenly we were scoring. We had a couple of bad results, but we were getting goals like, nobody's business. And then this season we've gone back to one up front again. It was our best, highest goal scorer last season, Kelechi Iheanacho, up until Millwall midweek in the Carabao Cup. He played 89 minutes this season. So, I'm not saying, Brendan out or anything like that, but I think people are just thinking like, you know what it's like. You do well and you expect to do even better.
Yeah, of course. I mean, do you think Brendan's sort of looking at it with the acquisitions he's made this year, that he's trying to, adapt them to the way that he wants the team to play? Do you think he is a manager that favours that one striker? I mean, as you've already said, it worked with having the two up top. We can, we only have to see how good Iheanacho's coming on. It's sort of,
played two up front against Millwall with Lookman, and Iheanacho made one, scored one.
Yeah. Iheanacho's goal as well. I mean, the power he had on that shot.
Oh, tell me. I mean, I know Jamie Vardy's Jamie Vardy, and you can't drop him, but he played very well with Iheanacho at the back end of last season. So I just can't understand. A lot of fans are saying this; they can't understand it. Maddison, he's going through a bad phase. He really is. He's struggling, and I think he needs a couple of games out just to let him collect his thoughts. Maybe his head was turned with all the Arsenal thoughts.
I was going to say, do you think his head was turned?
Possibly, quite possibly. But I mean, he's not come back well from when he was off, as I say, with his injury. Ricardo took a bit of a time to come back. Harvey Barnes has only just started to hit his stride again. I think we've got to give him a couple of weeks out the spotlight, and maybe slip Lookman in there. He's been brilliant.
No, he has. He has a very astute signing for you guys. Obviously, it was linked with us in the summer as well, but we weren't prepared to. Apparently, from the rumours, we weren't prepared to stumble up the cash, which is just typical Burnley, in my opinion. I mean,
he's on loan. We've not bought him.
That's what I mean. We wanted him on loan, but apparently we weren't willing to pay the loan fee and the wage percentage. But God knows, we did the same. We were linked with Damari Gray and Andros Townsend as well at Everton. And the thing were, to be fair, this season for Burnley, we were linked with every player that were linked elsewhere, and that was strange. And I think it's one of those where you've got a new chairman. He's got this Wall Street background, and everyone thinks he's going to come in and just, his wallet opens where his fly is on his trousers, sort of thing, and cash just dribbles out end of it. That's what people are expecting, and it wasn't. It wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. He's not a chairman that's going to be wiping his arse on pound notes. We are still having to stick to a certain model to try and get to where we are. I mean, looking at a couple of comments, the missus straight in. Remember to give a thumbs up, get the notification bell on for updates, something I had never really asked people to do, but please do. It does help. Comment away. That means a lot, and we'll get them up on the screen. And most importantly, subscribe. Let's get me to 200. Hopefully, if we can get the channel to 200, that would be great. That's going to be the target to reach before the end of the season. We are at 166, so please do try and get that fired up there. Couple more comments. Rich says, "Hi all, how are you, Rich? Hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in." I guess, obviously, Terry being a Leicester fan, so he must know you, because he says, "What does that spanner mean?"
Yeah.
But in the end,
hang on, don't call Dan a spanner. I mean, Terry, you're a guest in this show. Do not call him a spanner.
Kate put him right and said it was because she's a moderator on the channel.
Oh, sorry, I was getting confused there. Sorry, I see what you mean.
Rich says it's a must-win game for either side. I mean, would you agree with that one? Obviously, he does say it's early in the season. Would you agree that it's a must-win? I think, personally, I'd take a point no matter what. I'd snap your end off for a point now, but I don't know. I won't say it's a must-win.
No. I mean, it is early in this. Well, you
probably
need
more
to,
of a must-win for us because we need the points.
You really do. I mean, 5 games in, 1 point. Your manager's got a new 4-year contract, so obviously they're going to stick with him. And he's a good manager. He's having a tough time. End of last season, this season. I think it's more important for you than it is for us because of your position. You start losing, it becomes a habit, and suddenly that gap is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, I said earlier we were just doing the predictions for week 6, as you know, on my show earlier, and unfortunately, when I'm looking, I hadn't got I'd got Burnley to sort of be 16th, 17th, if I'm honest with you. But looking at that, Newcastle, Burnley, Norwich, I'm struggling to look beyond that for those that might go down. So yes, you need to get a point. If we don't, for us, I think it's. I mean, on paper, and no disrespect to Burnley, on paper, we should beat you because of looking where you are at the moment, looking at your start. So if we don't beat you, it will be disappointing. We've said for years, we need the squad depth. We need the squad depth. Well, the team we put out against there's no against Millwall in the Carabao Cup, no Vardy. Maddison was on the bench. Tillemans was. So there was a lot of changes made, and we still managed to win. So we've got that squad depth now. We've just got to start, like I say, we've got to start putting some wins together as well.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of comments. The missus is saying that she thinks it's a must-win for us. We could do with a win, and if they play anything like they did in the cup game Tuesday, I'm sure they'll be fine. This is the thing. Ever since we played Liverpool, we have had the performance. The performance has been there. I mean, it was there at Everton. The first half, absolutely all over them. We scored, and it sounds very cliche, but the worst thing we could have done was score because it fired a rocket up the backside. And it's silly to say that because obviously you've got to score to win games, but it's the way that we react. We're too slow to react afterwards. And we've seen that too many times this season. We saw it against Brighton on the opening day. Graham Potter brought on Adam Lallana into that midfield, added that extra body. Our midfield got overrun and we conceded 2. Everton did it. They brought on Andre Gomez. Our midfield gets overrun, and within a mad 6 to 10 minutes, we're now 3-1 down. And you're just like, what's going on? Brendan,
are you listening to this? Pack the midfield out.
Yeah. If you want any advice, pack your midfield out because that would be the answer.
We're the same in a strange way, almost the same, but in a different way. If that makes sense, we seem to like giving teams a goal start, and then we're uphill. And if you can get a goal in that first half, we never play in the first half. We seem to just be like the second 45 minutes. So,
you'll beat us then because we like to get on the front foot early, but then come out second half. We come out like Barcelona and then come out like Barnet. That's basically our season in a nutshell. I mean, Terry has said, have Burnley just had new owners? Not this year. It was last December, around last December, January period where they came in, which was a bit of a weird time to come in, really, during all the COVID restrictions and everything else. Obviously, it was in the pipeline for a while, but they came in. Obviously, we had the January window, but they'd only just stepped through the door. They're not just going to go, hi, my name's Alan, and here's 30 million, help yourself. They've got to get the foot through the door. They can't just wipe one shoe and expect, to to just be told they can stay for a week. It's
Yes, yeah.
There's an adaptation period, and we can understand why we didn't do anything in January. And to be fair, we stayed up, so that was the main priority. We managed to stay up, and he has been back this year as Dash. Obviously, we can touch on stuff like that a little bit later on, but yeah, they came in about December, January time, and as I said, they've wanted Dash to stay. They've got him to stay, 4-year deal, which is absolutely brilliant. Probably the best transfer as a Burnley fan from the transfer window this year. Rich says Leeds and Newcastle should start picking up points. You don't want to be stuck down there with Norwich. You're right. As I say, I was over on your channel earlier, Chris, and Newcastle, as much as they've got their history and everything else, they definitely look like one of those favourites for the drop. No matter how much Starger's gone on with this Willock fella, it's just doesn't seem to be working.
What one signing, unfortunately, doesn't change your look, and he's had a good season on loan. Therefore, you take the chance on him. I think it's just the whole thing around Newcastle. The fans aren't behind the owner. The owner's he'll give the managers a bit of money, but he's not. He wants out. Let's be honest with you, and. The fans just don't not like Steve Bruce. They hate him with a vengeance, and it's not for me to say because, I don't understand what, and see what goes on, but they don't like him. And I think it's just a toxic club at the moment. And I can see them going back down. I think it's going to be tight at the bottom.
Yeah, I think so this year. I think there'll be a few teams down there.
Bottom,
No,
it's not. No. But I can see 4 or 5 or even 6 teams that are going to be all scrapping down there. And I say, I've got an affinity for Burnley. I lived there for 20 odd years, as I keep saying every time I'm on your show, just trying to sort of, save anybody coming and attacking me for my singing earlier. So I do have an affinity for Burnley, but unfortunately, I can see you struggling this season, really.
Yeah, I said it last year. I honestly thought that was the year that we were going to go down, but we didn't. And, that surprised me. And the fact that we made acquisitions, the fact that we decided this year that we are going to, what's the word? Last year should have been the pick-me-up that we needed. The case of, you've scraped it. You've scraped it. You had to beat Fulham to stay up.
Yeah.
You got to having to get to a penultimate game, to win them 3 points to stay in the division, which it's daunting because we don't want that. We don't want that. I know we are a team that is always going to be fighting, but it goes back to what you said earlier, making sure that you find a winning mentality. And that shit's going on about we've signed more players now. We've got more room to adapt. We can change things in certain areas because different players can play, out of position quite naturally. So it's all well and good in saying that, but it's typical Dash that every Saturday it's typical Wooden Barnes, and it's like you said earlier. Again, Jamie Vardy. You understand everything Jamie Vardy's done for Leicester, just like we understand every little shithouse remark that Ashley Barnes has done. Every gash, every scratch, every flaming injury he's given everybody, every headache. Fair play. You've done your bit. You've been a loyal servant to Burnley. But for me personally now, you're not the Premier League player you were. You're not. And for me, I think Ashley Barnes, January, could be for the chop.
Players go, players move on. And, you say about you always, thereabouts. I mean, you got into Europe one season.
Yeah.
It's possible for you. And Sean Dyche, when he gets it right, Burnley's and I don't mean this badly, but it's a horrible place to go and play.
Yeah.
I have a fan. I've sat in that stand, and
it's even horrible to live.
Yeah, I remember that. Why did he go left? But sometimes you've got to say it's like us with Damari Gray. It wasn't working out for him. We sold him to the German team. He then moved to Everton, and he's getting on great at Everton. But there has to be a time when you've got to say with these players, yeah, it's either A, not worked out, or B, you've given your best.
Yeah, of course, of course. For me, for me, obviously, it's always good having that physicality. It's always good. And going back to what you said originally, yes, we got into Europe. You won the Premier League. Both the way you won the Premier League and the way we got into Europe were very, very similar. It was that case of most of the results were the sneaky 1-0 here and there.
Yeah.
And that's what we sort of, played off. But it seems this season we keep scoring, and now doing a Fulham and conceding in games pretty much straight after or towards the end of the latter stages. It's all well and good beating them to stay up, but don't follow their way of playing. Stick to your own mantra. But
I mean, let me ask you a question then. I mean, like you say, Sean Dyche has just signed a new 4-year deal, I believe. And yeah. I've got a lot of time for Sean Dyche. A few years ago when we were going through the managerial evolving door, he kind of got linked with us, and I wouldn't have minded him coming then. But do you think he's taken Burnley as far as he can do? Do you think it would have been time for a change?
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Gone are the days of a manager like Stan Turner who used to, you'd have, he wasn't just the manager of Burnley's first team. He was the chairman. He was the director. He was the kit man. He did every job. Gone are those days of someone that came in almost like a dictatorship.
Yeah.
But he got the best out of us, and he got us playing football. He got us into the Football League. Further up that pyramid, he helped rebuild the Burnley Football Club, and I'll never forget that. Stan Turner for me was one of the best managers in my lifetime, I think. But what Sean Dyche has done has been remarkable. Is it too much that he's? I mean, is it? What's the word? Has he took us as far as we could go? I don't know. I think that's what we're wanting to see. We're wanting to see if that's the case, because now he's getting that bit of financial aspect behind him. Can he adapt? Can he make the correct changes? But so far, we've not seen that. We've not seen him being proactive. As I say, 2 games on the trot where they've been literally carbon copies, where as soon as you put a body on, and then he comes out at the end and says, no, it wasn't about the changes. It was about us adapting to the change. Never mind them 11 players on the field adapting to a change. You're the gaffer. You tell them, right, let's change the system. Let's change this about. You slot in just behind him. And that's what we lack. We lack a plan B. And that's what's going to bite us in the arse.
That has been said about us a few times as well. You've got to be careful as well with managers, because you can have a manager that's taken you so far. And I very much, funnily enough, I was watching ITV4. And if I'd gone down any further, I'd have found the porn channels. But ITV4, and it was the big match revisited. And it was a London derby between Chelsea and Charlton Athletic in the second tier. And wow. I know. We were fourth, QPR was second, Chelsea were third. It was, and you look at after with Charlton that they had to me, Alan Kirbishley, when he was manager at Charlton, it's very much like the Sean Dyche at Burnley. He had Charlton punching above the weight a bit.
Yeah.
The crowd got a little bit impatient. They wanted more. They weren't happy with mid-table finishes in the top flight, and they got him out. Where are they now?
Exactly. Sometimes you just don't bite the hand that feeds you, do you? Because it can.
You have got
to affect you.
I do think Sean Dyche is the man, and I think if you do go down, I hope you don't, like I say, but you're making it hard for yourself. But I think
definitely.
I think he's done it before, and I think he'll bring you back up again.
Yeah, I think there'll be a belief there, and I think there'll also be a bit of an adaptive period as well, where he'll realise that the games come thicker and faster in the Championship, and it's been a while since we've been there. So he'll have to realise that there's going to be an adaptation period. There's going to be players that want out. To be fair, there probably won't be many that want out. They'll all be thinking, we dropped down to the Championship and I'm 35. More game time here, boys.
Yes, yeah.
So half of them will probably stick around. Looking at a couple of comments, obviously, the missus has said the old chairman didn't want to spend a penny, which is true. Dash actually kept coming out saying sometimes we need to stretch it a little bit. But ever since this new chairman's come in, he's been constantly saying that him and the chairman are on the same page. They've got the same, philosophy for the club going forward. So who knows? Who knows? I know there's things.
It's not just about spending money as well.
Oh no, there's all the stuff in the background. The giving a facelift to the club. The fact that that club, the actual stadium is so old. It's probably one of the oldest in the Premier League. That's still around.
The away end is still wooden seats.
It still is wooden seats. Really? So is the Bob Lord. The Bob Lord's still wooden seats and all.
Good.
But yeah, it was. As the missus has said, this one does have a good head in his shoulders, and the fact that we managed to get Maxwell Cornet from Lyon, a player with Champions League experience, to come to Turf Moor. And what a good player he were from what we saw on Tuesday night. He could have had an hat-trick himself. But yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. Terry also says he just can't see Burnley going down. I still see you as a very hard defensive team and difficult to break down. We shall see. It is true. A lot of people do say that. A lot of people do say that we've got that sort of aspect. And I used to think that myself. But recently, since we've been pushing more on the front foot, we've left a bit of a gap. And it's we've been breached a few times this year, and towards the end of last year.
I had you down for a win against Arsenal because you were at home and you were playing Arsenal, and I thought you'd be difficult to beat.
Oh, I've seen the highlights. We should have won that game. Literally, it turned on we should have had a penalty. VAR ruled that out.
Oh, don't start me on VAR.
Oh yeah.
don't go there.
But yeah, it was an absolute killer. And to be beat by a set piece, which is something that Burnley like to beat teams with, is clearly a sucker punch.
Set pieces.
Well, hopefully that continues.
If you're a betting man, put your money on Chris Wood scoring. He likes to score against.
He does. He does like to score against Leicester.
Yes.
The misses against us. I'm hoping we get better towards the second half of the season, which keeps us up. Usually what happens to a degree. Yeah, second half we seem to just put a run of results together and grab something from somewhere. Rich says, I have Norwich and Watford going down, but the third place could be between a few clubs. Yeah, I think I've already said it, and I've said it on a few people's channels. I think Wolves could even be in danger this season. I think Wolves could be one of those. Yeah, I mean, the team that surprised me so far this year, I'd have to say, is Brighton.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they were. I thought that they were. I thought they were going to go down this year. We all said Palace.
When you got the ref and VAR on your side, you're never going to lose, are you?
Well, no, they do love a free trip to the seaside, so can't blame them.
I can't let it go. I'm sorry, I can't let it go.
No. Box is in the house. Evening. How are you, mate? Thank you for tuning in. Hope Burnley get a win soon. Yeah, Saturday would be nice.
Saturday
would be nice.
Sunday
yes,
onward.
It would, Chris.
Sunday onward. Hey, you've had your win midweek. You're not having another one.
Yeah, we scored all our goals this season now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Rodriguez. Rochdale. Played Rochdale, and we still went 1-0 down. In fact, it was sort of a reverse of the Everton game. They went 1-0 up, and then all of a sudden we went, oh, and sort of just went bang, and that was it. First goal went in, and then they just came in a flurry. But yeah, for Rodriguez to get 4 goals, hopefully that gives him confidence. And on the back of 4 goals, you've got to start him, surely.
Well, you've got to start him on the back of 4 goals. The same about Inacho. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we keep saying, Rodriguez grabs sport. It'll be the most Burnley thing ever. Burnley get a win in a cup when they don't do cups. A Burnley lad gets 4 goals. And it usually comes in 3s. So Burnley will do a Burnley and start Barnes. So that's what we think will happen.
Bless.
Connor's in.
Hello, Connor.
The closet Burnley fan that he is. Hope you had a great birthday, mate.
Oh, is his birthday? I've not seen Connor for 8. I thought.
Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday. Well, in American time, it was yesterday.
I thought he'd gone into hiding with Trump. Happy birthday, Connor. Have a good one.
Hey, he'll have stomachache if he's hiding a Trump.
Boom, boom.
Terry also says, my fear for Leicester, we can't defend set pieces, which you are good at, Dan.
But I agree totally, Terry. You know, set pieces we know from last year, but we have got Vestergaard in. And he is, I've said that he was dwarfed by Vestergaard 6'6", 6'7". God knows how tall that Millwall guy was the other night. He was about 7 foot. He dwarfed.
Who's that up front?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I literally was
listening to does Matt Smith still play for him? I think they've got a striker called Matt Smith, and he's a lengthy streaker piss.
Yeah. No, I think with set pieces, now we've got Vestergaard at the back, and for a target man up front, it's nice to have that height back. But I know what you're saying, Terry. Yeah, set pieces we're not good at, and either defending or taking.
No, it's going to be a struggle. It's definitely going to be one of those games where if you get it on the floor and play some actual, play some good football, you'll have us all over at Park. But if you let us play it in the air, there's a chance we could, sneak something in the game. Connor says, pace so far looks a godsend for Burnley. I agree. He has walked the walk and talked the talk, basically. Something that towards the back end of the transfer window, I didn't think he was going to do. I'll hold my hand up. I started to get a bit nervous. But, he stuck to his word and he delivered. Even become of the same stature as the Leicester. Yeah, of course. I think there's nothing, you can't put people like that in that same bracket. I mean, your owners have been absolutely fantastic. Everybody envies your owners.
Yeah.
And
if Colesberg did football owners, yeah, they do. We've got them. Yeah,
exactly.
I was actually watching YouTube the other day, and as you do, it's like with YouTube, you start watching something and you end up watching, greatest sea disasters and tore down the Nile. You're just clicking through. But I actually watched a thing on what had happened to Portsmouth after Milan Mandrić had sold to Gaydar, who I thought was the bad guy, but my God, there was a couple that followed him. And when Mandrić sold to these Thai people, Asian Football Federation, whatever they were called, you're thinking, who the hell are they? But the first thing they did was say, right, we're buying the club, but Mandrić, we want you to stop for 6 months and show us the ropes. Because we've never owned a football club before. And he did. There was that 6-month overlap. So they learned what they were doing. And we've just been so, we couldn't do any better. We've just had the best. And when we laughed at them when they said he'd get us in Europe within 5 years of buying us. Yeah. But you then got to look at the likes of Derby and what they're going through at the moment. And I said on my show earlier, and I'll have banter about Derby. They're one of our main rivals because, Derby, Forest, Coventry, Leicester are all in that East Midlands area. So, yeah, I'll have jokes. And I hope they go down to the 3rd tier because it's Derby. But I would never wish any club to go out of business.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We've had the T-shirt. We went out of business once, and that was before. It was our fault that everybody started getting points deducted because we didn't. And we nearly went twice. So, yeah, Derby, obviously, I hope you go down to the 3rd tier, but I do hope that your club somehow comes through this and somebody comes in and you can rebuild because no fan, it's always the fans that suffer, and no fan should lose the football club, whatever. We found that when our owner died, there was Derby scarves on the railings, Forest scarves on the railings, Yeah. And it's like, my God, we couldn't believe it. So, yeah, guys, I know we're banter with Derby, like I say, but I hope it works out for them.
Yeah, I think we were very similar. When it came out regarding Blackburn and the problem with the Venkies and stuff like that, and we were sort of like, you laugh about it. You're like, yeah,
Yeah,
go on, keep docking
yeah,
them points, take them down.
yeah,
At least show us a headline saying you're going to liquidate them, just so we can copy and paste it, but then don't, because it's a case of you can have a laugh, you can have a bit of a joke about it, but
yeah,
deep down you killed off that club. You've killed off a rivalry. You've killed off
yeah.
you, not that you've killed off a hatred. Obviously, nobody wants to be hated,
No,
but you've got that hatred there. But when it comes to football club, no fan should be able to suffer.
no,
And
no.
as you say, it's likewise with Blackburn. The thing regarding Derby for me, it was put into a really good perspective by Accrington Stanley's chairman, Andy Holt, on Twitter. He said about that. Mel Morris basically hasn't done a wrong thing. He's okay. He's done over the last 3 seasons, spent over 60 million trying to get a team into the Premier League. Where on the basis of it, if he'd have got that team promoted, he'd have already got his money back with 40 million on top anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
In terms of promotion, so sometimes it's about balancing risk or over reward. It's just the fact that he's paid probably astronomical wages to these people as
yes.
well. That's probably not helped. But,
It's getting the balance, and it's hard to get the
yeah,
balance.
this
And
is what I don't understand with Derby fans, though. They're on this Mel Morris's back. And why? He's the one that's pumped that money into you to try and get you to the promised land. It's not his fault that them players, that manager's tactics, they haven't delivered. That's down to the manager. That's down to the team. Your
yeah,
chairman's gone and thought, you know what? I don't care. I'll take money out of my private business, put it into Derby to get them in the Premier League to be able to, generate more income, get more, popularity in terms of, the outside audience.
yeah.
And obviously, it's bit him in the arse. But as he said, it's risk over reward, and Andy hit the nail on the head with that for me. So
If you
fair
look at
play.
the likes of West Brom and Norwich, two prime
Yeah.
examples. You get up, you get the money, but you don't spend it, and you go back out. It is a tightrope of getting it right, because
Everybody loves West Brom. Everybody loves West Brom because they know full well they're guaranteed a parachute payment because they keep going up and down, up and down.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, as owners of say West Brom or not, you put your foot one side of the line, and you have like Sheffield United's first season up, but you do it the other way, and you can go straight back down again. I mean, who'd be a football owner?
Definitely. You've got to be mad to own that. There's too much stuff to do. I mean, Box says Burnley Norwich is a 6-pointer. Definitely. That's the sort of game we need to be taking points. Connor says, Dan, I'll say it again. Go get Daryl DK to be your next big striker. Went up 7 rating points in FIFA from 21 to 22, and he's been a monster this year in the MLS. To be fair, he has. Going on to Derby, Rooney has been huge for Derby. Didn't jump ship when it got tough. Has promised to help the staff pay for things. He's paying for all away day costs himself and has the team doing decently with an embargo. I mean, they have had a pretty decent season, but as you say, it's risk over reward, and it's bit him in the backside. At the top.
I think Rooney, he took that risk in bringing Rooney in.
Yeah,
Rooney's. You're giving a club like Derby that was struggling at the bottom of the Championship, who's never been a manager before, and you're giving him the responsibility to try and keep you up. It was never going to work. Rooney.
No.
At some point, where he hasn't done his apprenticeship anywhere.
No.
And you can't take a club that's struggling and give it to a manager with absolutely no experience.
No, and I agree with what Terry said there. As many have said before, football's current model is broken, and it is. It is. And it's not just that. You see these teams like Sheffield Wednesday, like Derby, Bury that have been liquidated, all these teams that have basically been told you need to pay millions, you need to pay this, you need to do that. and yet some fat cat's trying to piss off out of a league and ruin football for everybody else, only get charged, what, Rick? 13.5 million or something stupid like that between them all. A joke, an absolute joke.
The whole my worry is it can't carry on. You know, and I'm old enough. I don't know whether you can remember the ITV digital fiasco. You know,
we were heavily affected after that. We were massively affected.
Many clubs outside the top division were,
because we were promised so much money and it never came. Never came.
I mean, the argument is, you shouldn't spend it till you've got it. I get that, but it can't go on, and it can't keep going on like this. I mean, Leicester. I don't think Leicester is any more of a bigger club than Burnley. Fan base wise, you've got probably more of a history than we have. And I can remember the first time we played £1 million for a player, Mark Draper from Notts County. It was amazing.
Ian Moore for us. Ian Moore.
And then I can remember our first £5 million player, Adi Akinbaye. I'd rather not remember him, if I'm honest with you. He did good for you. I remember meeting him outside when Burnley played Leicester, and he was playing for Burnley. I had my Leicester shirt on. He did laugh. He did have a laugh. He's a nice lad. But but now we're paying 40 million, and you're telling me that one player is worth £1 billion. £1 billion for a human being to kick a ball around a bit of grass.
It is ridiculous. And this all started with that Ross McCormack to Villa for 27 million or something stupid like that.
Yeah. I mean,
that was the start. That was the start of the end. I mean, it says something when in 2009 we got promoted, and our highest transfer fee ever paid for a Burnley player at that point was 3 million, which was Stephen Fletcher from Hibernian. And we were thinking, oh wow, we've brought the bank a player that's cost us more than £1 million.
Yeah.
And he came in. Fair enough, he had his career and what have you, but we've got to a point where our highest paid player, not highest paid, our highest transfer fee still, as at this date, is only 15 million.
Yeah. I'm just saying what Box has written there. And I was about to say this, Box. It was Jack Walker that kicked all this off.
Yeah.
Because when he got Blackburn promoted, with a very, very dodgy penalty in the playoffs against Leicester City, I hasten to add. But when he got them promoted, he was the one that started it with the big bucks. Shearer, Sutton. Up until that point, £1 million was like Trevor Francis was the first £1 million player, wasn't he? But to Nottingham Forest. First goal he got was in the European Cup final. But Jack Walker's got a lot to answer for in a way, but it scares me when this bubble goes. Man City, what will happen if the oil dries up? Man United, what will happen if
it's not just that? Real Madrid, Florence, is it Florentino Perez? Oh, we need the Super League. We are skint. Can we offer 100 and odd million for Mbappe, please? All right. So where have you got that from? Yeah. Is the king just a king of Spain who's clearly a fan just give you the money? Bullshit. It's a load of bullshit. You just want to run up. You want your cake and eat it.
It's not a fan sport anymore, unfortunately.
It's not. The element. This is why I prefer the cups now. It's getting to a point where I prefer the cups because in the early stages of the cup, there is none of this goal line technology. There's none of this VAR. It's literally you kick a ball goes in. If ref says it's gone in, it's gone in. That's it. End of. Yeah. How football used to be. Human error. We've got little fancy flaming cars now bringing a football on. The most spectacular thing that you had at football to bring a ball was pretty much on Remembrance Sunday, and I'll say it because it was it was the time when Steve Davis had his only game at the then Walker Stadium, and you brought the ball down on a helicopter with some paratroopers and stuff.
Yeah.
And with it being Remembrance Sunday and around that time. Fair enough. But now all this these little gadgets of somebody stood on the sidelines bringing on a remote control car. Get a grip.
I just think as well, and I'm going to mention VAR because you said before about human error. You see, a lot of people are saying, is VAR fit? Terry's probably got his head in his hands thinking, oh, God, here he goes again. Is VAR fit for purpose? And yes, it is. I honestly think it is. What isn't fit for purpose is the
I agree with that, Connor, by the way.
Yeah, I agree, Connor. It's the people that are doing it. People that have never played the game in their life. And I'm using the Man United the other way with the Ronaldo penalty, and us with the with the penalty against Brighton. You've got two ex-players in Alan Shearer and Dion Dublin on Match of the Day 2. Two ex-players, and they're only seeing the same cameras that VAR are seeing. And they looked at that and said, yeah, that was a foul. It shouldn't have been a penalty. He was pulling him down. Because they understand it as a player. And as I said, once you get out of the Premier League, players, when they retire, aren't really going to be superstars and appear on, or probably will appear on I'm a Celebrity, but they won't sort of, work for Sky, work for BT or whatever.
Yeah.
They'd probably love to carry on being in the sport, get ex-players from the lower divisions when they retire doing the VAR. And they can look at it and they can see it as a player.
Yeah, because they'll see it from how they see it on the pitch, but they'll also see it with with their man's eye, and they're not going to look at it as just a referee that's going and helping a mate, which is what a lot of people seem to think. Yeah. First of all, Doug, how are you, mate? Nice to see you. Not seen you for a while. Yeah. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Honestly, really does mean a lot. So yeah, how are you? Hope you're feeling okay. Connor again says all that money that was gained from fans should have been given to grassroots, and those teams in the EFL struggling to stay afloat through no fault of their own. Now the grassroots thing, I totally agree with, because I've seen recently that Burnley's Sunday League sort of element looks like it's on its hind legs. It's literally limbering.
Do you know what pissed me off recently? I know there's a lot, to be honest with you. But it's not normally your mother not taking me calls, but was the fact that they let Berry go out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, Berry's down the road from you guys. I've worked in Bury. It's one of those clubs that have been around longer than some of the Premier League clubs. And they've been allowed to go out of business. And as a fan, if your club goes out of business, you can say, "Oh right, Bury have gone out of business now. I'll go and support Bolton." Or it doesn't happen like that, and it just tears the whole heart out of the community, and that should not be allowed to happen.
No. I mean, Box is probably right with that comment. Neville could have bought Bury.
Yeah,
but
he bought
then yet again,
instead, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, this is a manager who, a chairman of Salford who, him and his brother grew up. They were born in Bury. Their dad were chairman for a while, weren't he? Neville.
It was something to do with the club. Yeah.
So you'd have thought with the history there, they'd have done something. Doug says he's all good. Hope you and Chris are good. Are you good, Chris?
I am unbelievable. Well, I've had a iffy day, but yeah, I'm. If I say so myself, I'm very good. Thank you very much, Douglas. Yes.
Good stuff. And yeah, all good here, Doug. Thanks for asking. Box also says they could have barred us from Europe for a season. Only problem is it would mean PSG would walk it.
Don't know if they would under Pochettino.
No, I don't think so either. Terry says the European Championship drivers will are F1 drivers. The English drivers of VAR only fit for go-karts.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor says, that's what I mean, Dan, by those that are going near, under, or under when it's not their fault. I agree. You're ripping out a fan base. You're completely destroying a club. If anything, you're helping the person above that's destroying it by just helping them finish the job.
Yeah. Well,
You're not bailing anyone out the shit. There's a reason why. There's a reason why this TV money, this advertising and stuff. The EFL must make millions. Billions. Same with the Premier League.
Premier League, yeah.
You know, and all these together as a unit, the FA, FIFA, UEFA, filter the money down. They keep saying about, oh yeah, it does filter down. Yeah, in small numbers. If Accrington Stanley were to turn around to you, or Bury were to turn around to you and say, "Can I borrow a tenner? I'll give it you back in a month," or like over 10 months, £1 instalments, they'd be like, "I don't think so. No, we'll give it you today, and if you can give it us back in 15 minutes, that'd be nice of you." That's sort of how it is, and it's not fair. It's not fair. To be fair, I sound like I'm having a bit of a rant now.
No. Rant away. I love a good rant, as people who watch my channel will know. But I don't know why all these clubs that like the Premier League clubs. Terry, I'm just laughing at what you said. When Man City make so much from the TV, etc., etc. Why can't these clubs put 5% or whatever it is of their earnings into a pot, and that pot is there to help clubs that have gone out of business?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, it shouldn't be, we were the last club that went out of business and didn't get docked any points, and it's because we didn't get docked points. We went down, went out of business, and we came straight back up again. And Neil Warnock wasn't happy, and he complained quite rightly and said, hang on, they've gone out of business, they've written all the debts off by going into administration, they've gone back up. So now teams get docked points. So yeah, dock them points, and if they get relegated at the end of the season, so be it. But if you've got a club like Bury that's about to go out of business, Man City, and I know there's this, you can't own two clubs and all this, and I don't say go and buy Bury, but they could have, it would have been pocket change. They probably had to lose down the back of the sofa what it would have cost to have saved Bury to Man City owners. So why can't the big boys have this pot that is there for the clubs? And like I say, not just to help them if they go into administration, but if they're going to go out of business.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. I mean, we can go back years, like even further down the line. Wimbledon, their demise, Wimbledon's demise. Eventually, they faltered out of the system, and then the franchise came along, didn't it? MK Dons, and they built themselves up as a team, and obviously, there's always going to be that rivalry there now with AFC Wimbledon. Obviously, I don't think AFC Wimbledon are going to regain the hearts that they once did. Gone are those days with some clubs. But, it goes back to even back then. It scares me in a way because I think back to when we were at we could have gone out of the Football League.
Yeah,
we was debating folding. We were debating folding because we thought, well, if we're not in the football pyramid anymore, we haven't got the money to keep us afloat. Let's just sort of jack it.
Yeah.
And in the end, we got lucky, we stayed up, and our fortunes changed, as it is, que sera, whatever will be, and that's just the situation of it.
Give us a tune, mate. Go on, sing it. Sing out loud, Louise. Go
on. I might do later. I might do on Saturday when we win, but I'll save it for then. I'll save it for then. But obviously,
I'm not looking forward to Monday night. I'll tell you.
No, a couple. Obviously, we'll start with what Terry said. Get Chris onto his top story.
No. It's just that Sky have this sort of loving with Ronaldo, and I was on there as you click through on YouTube, and it always clicks onto something else. You click on, and I ended up on the Sky Sports YouTube channel, and they've actually got a whole, like if you go on my YouTube channel, you got the different streams, the prediction shows, preview shows, post-match shows, and they've got a whole playlist of Ronaldo re-signing for Man United.
Wow. The thing is, Messi did the right thing. He left Barcelona. He signed for a new club. End of.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo coming back to the Premier League, oh, big thing, massive thing. The thing is, before this, and I will say it, and Connor, I know you're a United fan, and I know Box, you're a United fan. And there's a few United fans who were like, nah, Ronaldo won't come back to Man United. He's not up to the pace, won't cut it. And I don't think he'll come back to United. I think, if anything, he'll bugger off back to Portugal. And obviously, he's come back. Everyone's basically got their tongue firmly on his Portuguese arse cheeks. And, they all want
in between,
yeah,
I tell you.
They all want a nibble. They all want an arse hair for himself. You know what I mean? And that's if he's not bothered shaving it or waxing or whatever. But the thing is, I think it is overboard.
How is your mother again?
The last time she waxed an arse, my stepdad ended up bald. That's all I'll say.
Oh, how's his blue balls?
So
He's a Riley, isn't he? Riley Snooker.
He is. Riley Snooker.
Yeah.
I shit at that as well. I wish clubs in the non-league and those in the lower English Football League got more money for finishing well or getting promoted, so that teams can not only survive but also grow, like we've seen Salford City and Leyton Orient. I know Salford is an outlet, but teams in the lower league should have the common right to survive and grow till they don't need help. Yeah. I mean, Man City have about 20 teams under their City Group banner. Yeah,
they do, but not all in the UK.
Yeah. And the thing that bugs me, I will bring it up, the comment that Pep Guardiola came out with when he says that it's not good for his youth players to sort of just be in and around the first team. They need to be playing regular football, and basically mention that they're under 21s and they should be Manchester City B teams and stuff like that. Listen, it may work in Spain. It may work in Spain with your Castilla and flaming Barca B. It may work there, but it's not going to work. You are ruining so many different clubs. So many clubs that are fighting hard to get to where they want to be. If you did stuff like that, you wouldn't see the likes of Sutton United make their first appearance in the Football League. You wouldn't see these teams just creep in from nowhere that you just think, oh wow, like, where the bloody hell have you come from? People are buying these lower league teams now. You've got two Hollywood stars that are now purchasing Wrexham.
We'll see how well that goes.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, the idea is, and I agree with you on that, I don't think we should have Man City be in the third tier or whatever at all. You should have. Oh, and sorry, just on that, Leicester have actually also got a second team as well. We own OH11 in Belgium, but you know what gets me? These players do need to be able to play regularly, but that's why we have the loan system. And that's why these players can go out to lower clubs and get the experience. And that helps the player. It helps the clubs out as well. What I don't get is why we ever stopped having reserve teams. Because you've got your main 12, 14 players that will always probably be there or thereabouts. And then you've got players that maybe don't play for 3. Like Danny Ward for us. He played for the first time in probably 4 or 5 months last night. But he doesn't get regular football. He doesn't get regular. He's played more for Wales than he has for Leicester. So when he comes in, he's got no rapport with the defenders because he's not playing week in. So we should have, I think, a reserve league like we used to years ago. A separate, like the women's league, if you like. It's a separate entity, totally, but hey ho.
Yeah, because they scrapped that, didn't they? They had like an under 21s division and an under 23s division and stuff like that, and it's just not heard of anymore.
There's nowhere for those.
I'll tell you something now, Connor. For people listening that will be listening on Spotify, obviously, Connor's comment says, "I wish I could be on this stream. I need to make a video for my channel ranting about the state of footy. I wonder if people will tune into it." I will tell you something now. People will tune in. People will want to see what your views are, what everybody's views are on the state of football. Football is such a universal language. It's not just the fact of, this stream, yes, it's Leicester Burnley, but let's have a rant. let's talk about the state of the
We've
game.
almost forgotten Leicester Burnley, haven't we?
Oh yeah, shit! There's a game on Saturday, isn't there?
Yes, yeah. We are previewing that.
I'll tell you what, scrap it. We'll do that preview tomorrow, Chris. Melina is in the house. She says, "Hey y'all."
Hey, Melina. Thanks for my shirt. I bought a Toronto shirt today.
Oh, nice.
It's almost like this, but white with a light blue on. It's really nice. I do like getting shirts when I go on holiday to other clubs or there's something, and of course I know Melina, and they had a sale on this shirt. I think it's like the third shirt or something. And she posted it today and mail over to me. So thank you for all your help, Melina. And I didn't send you pictures of my new studio because it all went a bit tits up. And, it was. I'm back in the old bit again.
No, anyway, Chris, it looks fine. It looks absolutely fine. You look smashing, darling. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. You look beautiful yourself, Dan.
Oh,
you got your mother's looks. And I always said to your mother, shave that beard. It looks bad on you.
So I guess I was conceived from the back. Why do I even join in? The worrying thing is I join in.
You go out the front door, the back door.
Depends who has the key.
I tell you what, when I lived in Burnley, I mean, they're lovely people in Burnley, but they're very trusting. They always used to leave the back entrance open. They were slags. How's Kate? How you doing, Kate? You still with us?
She is. She's watching. She's sat here watching. Good to see you, Dan and Chris. Like the stream and subscribe to Turf Morehouse and Leicester Till I Die TV. Totally agree, Mel. Totally agree. Do please, people in the chat, do go over to Chris's channel. It is Leicester Till I Die TV. Absolute cracking channel with lots of Premier League content, not just Leicester content. Andy's got a very good man up here. He's very knowledgeable, is our Chris. He has got the years of the game, so
hang on, you're being nice to me. What's coming?
Nothing. Nothing.
Get sub into Miss Melina's channel as well.
Yes, definitely. Melina really does deserve the support. She does a really lot of work. She throws herself around on everybody's channel. She shows everybody a lot of support. So if everybody could show that support back, it would really mean a lot.
I've got to personally thank Miss Melina for her support, and I will always wear it.
God, it's been comments galore. Connor says, I think United just bought an Aussie club as well. I'm not sure who and when it happened. Fair enough. Box says they are allowing under 23 teams to sign a couple of older players now. Man United signed Paul McShane.
Who?
Yeah.
Wasn't he an actor? Wasn't he really James Bond once? Doctor Who once?
See, Paul McShane, for me, I've got one memory of Paul McShane, and it was him and Burnley played West Brom, and it was on Sky under Steve Cottrell. And James O'Connor and Paul McShane both jumped up for this header, and Paul McShane's just gone whack and full on got James O'Connor at the back of the head, and all you saw was James O'Connor just go bang. Yeah. It literally just hit the deck. He stopped moving. Everyone were like, crap, what's going on here? Luckily it came round after a good 10-15 minutes, but yeah, after that, Paul McShane, every time I hear his name, I just think, bastard.
Well, I said earlier, didn't I? I was watching ITV4, the big match revisited, Chelsea Charlton. Yeah. Talk about proper players in them days, not the pansies that you have now, like Ronaldo.
Oh, they kick lumps out of each other.
They kick lumps out of each other. If you fart next to them. But I watched it, and I know it was highlights, but I think in there was half an hour's worth of the game, so 2 lots of 15 minutes for each half. I think I only saw about 3 free kicks being given. There was a couple of penalties, in fairness, but the rest of it was get on with it.
Yeah. That's what you need. Half the time, it's either Nancy Pancy stuff, or you've got stuff like the referee who's constantly just whistle happy.
Yeah, I blame these bloody foreign players. That's what it is. We should never have had them in. Brexit, get rid of the foreign players.
Terry says Arsenal's first team is a Leicester reserve team.
Explain that one, please, Terry. I'm trying to think of the players. They're not as good as our reserve team. Sorry, Melina.
No. Box says they should let some of the fringe squad players play for under 23s. It would be good for everyone. Yeah. Connor says, got to pop off for a business meeting. Glad I could get in the comments and watch a deadly legendary duo on this panel. Happy y'all have a great rest of day and night, y'all. Cheers, Connor. Thank you very much.
Go and make America great again, mate. Good on you.
Cheers for tuning in, Connor. Absolute legend yourself. Everyone, do go over to Yank Talking Smacks channel as well. Show him some love. That'd be great.
I thought when I first saw that, I thought it was a channel about drugs. I really did.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about smack.
Yes. Reminds me again, how is your mother?
I'll never live this down now, will I? I'll never live this down.
You brought her up, to be honest with you. Asking when I was paying the alimony still.
Hey, I didn't bring it up. It was Brad. Brad was Brad because he was saying the brother from another mother, and the fact that you left Burnley 20 years ago there's a reason, because I was the son that you basically thought, oh, she's up enough, I'm buggering off.
when you popped out Ginger, I thought, I'm not having anything to do with that. I'm off.
To be fair, even my actual dad said to me, Mum, oh my God, put it back, it's Ginger. Moral of that story, ladies and gentlemen, is I don't talk to my dad anymore. So there you go. Another case of Ralph in our moment. Mark says, evening, how you doing? He says 2-0 Leicester, sorry Dan. I mean, and I'm sure Chris would take that every day of the week. Connor says, by the way, I'd love to see...
we'll score more, but there we go.
Have you heard this? By the way, I'd love to see who has more hair under those hats between the two of you. Put it one way. Chris does.
Only just, guys. It would have to have an official recount.
To be fair, our big man, a completely shaved man. So
I saw a picture of you with that, and it was on your birthday. And I think on Twitter, Kate put some pictures up, and I think one of them you didn't have your hat on, and I'm like, who is that? Completely. Your head was upside down.
Oh, tell me about it. My mate calls me a hatfish. I'm not a catfish, I'm a hatfish. With my hat on, I'm 30 years old. With my hat off, I'm 80 years old. So he even wrote it. Kate bought me a thing that says it's a big 30 and everyone could write a note, write a message on it. And he put happy birthday hatfish, and I thought, bastard.
Are you going to keep that now? Forever?
I know. Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Missy says, I feel obliged to watch. This coming from the lady who actually left a comment on Twitter earlier saying that she's looking forward to it being back. It's like a part of her's been missing. And now she's tapping away after hearing what I've said. I saw fingers. Right, that's it. I will defend my honour.
How you doing, Kate?
Speaking of defending, Terry has said some of Leicester's academy players could have got into last year's Arsenal side. KDH and Luke T for 2.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that at all. I think that
Hamza Chowdhury as well.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, what gets me, and it's not all Arsenal fans, don't get me wrong, let's be honest. Kate, it's supposed to be a secret.
I know. I bet you've not stopped talking to each other since that birthday message, have you? You stressed about.
I can't I got off with his mother. I can't get off with his partner as well. Come on, let's kind of, shh, You know, that's put me. I don't know where I was saying that. Oh yes, he's got to have a drink. He thinks I got that bad.
I'm necking it so the bottle's empty. So when I do smash it outside at board and I come find you, know.
It's not Stella, is it? Kate's safe.
No, it's your Saturday name. We have a picture.
Right, that man with a bit of old goblin, mate. He's got my nose. But no, that was the thing. And it's not all Arsenal fans, but what gets me is I was watching that game earlier and I was thinking, like, you know, where Charlton have ended up and Chelsea used to be in the second tier. You know, Arsenal, they've had a couple of bad seasons. Live with it. It happens, you know. Liverpool have had 30 bad seasons till they won the league again. You know, in the 70s, 80s, until Fergie moved in, Man United had loads of bad seasons. You know, Arsenal haven't been down to the third tier like Leicester and Man City have. They've not even been in the second division like Chelsea have. You know, just... And I say it's not all Arsenal fans. They will come good again, but it's not going to happen straight away.
No. There's, you know, they are in a rebuilding process.
You got to trust the process. I mean, it took them.
Yeah. Arteta in. Exactly. Look at that. Look at the preparation this man has.
I found that earlier when I was dismantling my desk. I found that. I did that when I was going on Stephen's channel.
So I don't know whether you realised, but on Saturday we take a trip to the King Power.
You won't. We're building remote, so you can't get in. Are you bringing your mother? Bring your mother.
No, there's already too much weight in the boat with me. So.
Ooh.
Be one of those.
I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip that.
Hey, fair play. I'll send her over. That's it. Be like, bang, see you later. Granny overboard. But yeah, obviously, what we'll do is, first of all, I'll ask you what you think your starting lineup will be for Leicester.
Right, here we go. I'm ready for this. Schmeichel will be in goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that. I mean, Danny Ward started, but you know, Schmeichel will come back. Now we're going to have four defenders. We're going to play four at the back, hopefully. In the middle, we're going to have Vestergaard. You know, Schmeichel's Danish friends. Vestergaard. I'm not sure whether Evans will be fit or not because he played the other day, but he's got this foot injury. So I'm going to go for Soyuncu and Vestergaard. Soyuncu on the right again. And he's played left-sided of the back two since he's been playing for Leicester, to be honest with you. He's had a bad season this season. We know that, and with Turkey as well. And again, it's a bit of a masterstroke from Roger because I was saying, let's drop Soyuncu, give him a bit of a break. God, are we properly talking like Leicester Burnley here? Give him a bit of a break, take him out the firing line. But what Rodgers did, he moved him from the centre sort of left to the centre right. And he has to kind of do the basics now. So he's cutting out his Cruyff turns and his Brazilian whatever's, you know, in the defence when he loses the ball. So Soyuncu, Vestergaard. Left back is going to be Luke Thomas didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to bring in Ryan Bertrand. Great sign. I think he could be the signing of the summer for us, to be honest with you.
What, you playing him at right back?
No, left back.
Oh, left back.
I thought I said left back. Did I not say left back?
No, he said right, I think.
No, I think I said left.
Oh. We'll have to go to VAR, Chris. We're going to have to go to VAR, Chris.
Do not. No, right. I think he's got that experience. He will absolutely bring Luke Thomas on amazing. But he had a great pre-season with us. And I tell you what about him, he's a talker and he G's the rest of the players up because he's that bit older. And he can get the ball in from free kicks and corners. He can get it past the first man, which we've always struggled with. Now, Right back. I'm torn here. I'm seriously torn here. He didn't play him on midweek, so I'm actually going to go for Ricardo. I think he'll bring him back in. But if it
I
is,
think this is a sort of game that would fit Pereira really well.
But if it's not and it's Castagna, I won't be disappointed. Holding midfielder in front of that, you Ndidi. You can guess it's going to be Ndidi.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Now three. I'm going to go for three across the middle. So let me turn it upside down. It makes more sense to me. So in the middle, I would go Tillemans. On the left, I'm going to go Barnes. And on the right, I'm going to go Lookman.
Yeah.
Lookman, amazing game. He started up front with Iheanacho on last night. But I really do. And I'm a bit worried because I got this excited about Under at this point of the season. And but then he peaked and it was all downhill after about 4 games. And it doesn't take a lot to get me excited, to be honest with you. But the thing with Barnes and Lookman is, just ask your mother.
He got it in again. He got it in again.
That's what she kept saying to me. You got it in again.
She was shocked as me.
I couldn't really. It was the landing lights. I was quite handy.
Fucking hell.
The fact that she laid there with the flags as well, going, oh, come on, that way. Sorry.
We've gone from Leicester City, Burnley to molesting somebody in Burnley. How's we done that?
I hope your mother never watches any of your videos.
Now I know why.
But as I was saying before I was distracted, the thing with Lookman and Barnes is during the game they'll swap over because they can both play either side. So that will confuse your defence because they're easily confused. And up front, I'm going to be a bit controversial here. You've got to start Iheanacho. I'm really sorry if he doesn't. I say when it's your own mum. You want to see what it says about you, Kate? I'll tell you. You've got to start Iheanacho.
Oh yeah,
you
definitely.
Really have. It would be a crime. I mean, I don't know what else the guy has to do to get into that team after last season. And I say he's just scored one, assisted in one. He's got to be in the team. And I'm going to say Daka. Because he didn't really, he didn't play a full game the other night. I think, and if necessary, just when your defence is getting a little bit knackered, sort of 70 minutes in, bring Vardy on. Just to scare
that sounds pretty perfect, to be honest. I mean, just questioning your lineup. I mean, how do you think Daka's settled in? Because obviously he was linked with Man City before coming to yourselves. Do you think he's
not had the chances yet?
Yeah.
He's finally got he's had a couple of goals ruled out for offside. Bloody VAR again. He's our Fred Flintstone. Daka do. No, he's not. When he's played, he's looked good and he's got the speed. But he needs more game time.
Yeah, as you say, he's only just come through the door, hasn't he? So he's still got in that.
And we forget because of the way our defence has had so many injuries You know, when we got Fofana last season, he had to go and start playing straight away. He wasn't intended to. He was supposed to go into our development squad. Vestergaard brought straight in, get in the team. You know, Bertrand, get in the team, mate. We need you. But normally for players, you give them a little bit of a chance to settle in. But I just think if we can get at you and get that, I mean, Nacho and Daka, they've got the speed between them. And if you play one up front with Vardy, it's fine, but we don't get the bloody ball to him. And I think the two up front, it's like nobody plays like that much anymore, And I think it just confuses the team. But that would be my starting lineup.
No, I'd say that's a fair shout. I mean, it's going to be interesting because even if it is Daka and Iheanacho, you've got pace, you've got that ability to get in behind the last man. Where from our perspective, we're sort of like shutting up shop, sort of, two big bullish strikers up top. It's completely two different contrasts of teams, and you don't know how it's going to go. If you're expansive, does that leave you open a bit more for us to be a bit more bullish going forward? Or does that mean that we have to, dig in a bit more? But with the fact that we're then on the back foot, I'm going to call it now, actually, based on your lineup, it would not surprise me if we set up defensively, we end up conceding a couple of goals on the whole basis of we try to counter your counter, then get countered again and concede. Sort of, you're having the best of all.
With abacuses.
Yeah. No, I can just see it. I think with the pace, the flair that the team's got, the way that we played on Tuesday, we were so rigid. It was like playing with players that were about 7 foot and turned like a bus. There were players that weren't going to the ball, just natural Sunday league stuff. You go to the, you know that stuff. And
can I just say, now we're actually talking football, the comments have stopped. Nobody's joining in. The other night on my channel, we started talking about 70s kids programs and chocolate bars. I do go off to say, okay. I think if we can get at you really early at the start and get an early goal, because it is an important game for you. I mean, let's face it, if Norwich were to get anything, they're not going to, but if they were, you'd be bottom if we beat you.
Yeah.
And if we can get that early goal, you've then got to come at us. And if you start coming at us with whether it's Daka or Vardy up there with Iheanacho, we could really end up getting a little bit of a cricket score.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I think, would I snap your hand off now for us literally sitting back for 90 minutes and still being able to come away with a point? Absolutely. But this is one of those games where it could be like that for like 80 odd minutes of the game, and then we get that one lucky corner in dying minutes and end up nicking it.
Don't I can see that.
That would be the most Burnley sort of thing to happen.
I remember you did that to us one season. It was 1-1 and you got the winning goal in like the 89th or 90th minute.
Yeah, and there was the game where you were. Yeah, there was the game as well at the King Power. You were 2-1 up. And I think we got the equaliser through Ross Wallace.
That was what I was thinking of. Sorry, we were 2. It felt like a loss.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. Dying minute. I just, to be fair, I wasn't there that day. I was in the pub watching it. But as soon as Ross Wallace hit that free kick, I was just like, the pub went mental. There was dark fruits dripping from white ceilings. It was sort of one of those. Basically, a Burnley pub on a Monday night.
Yes.
Yeah,
what I remember about that is literally walking to go back to the car, and all the coaches were in the front, and the fact that there were so many police around, I felt brave enough to sing that you were just a small town near Blackburn. And I got some abuse, but the fact that all the coppers were there, I'm like, yeah. Once the coppers started to thin out, I stopped.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do.
As you do. Obviously, to battle against your 11, Burnley need to put out a team, and I'm hoping, as I say, that a couple of the lads from Tuesday will get a bit more game time as well. I think obviously you've got to go with Nick Pope in goal. Right back would have to be Matthew Lawton. I think obviously Phil Bardsley played, but I don't think he'll be a starter in that fixture. Connor Roberts is clearly coming back from injury. He's played some under-23s football, so I don't think he'll make his debut. Will he make the bench? Another one of those, we're not too sure. But yeah, Lawton at right back, Tarkowski and Ben Mee are ever present at the back.
It'll give us a chance to rule the room over Tarkowski, see if we want to bid for him in January.
Well, yeah, why not? Why not? You'd get him dirt cheap anyway with his contract running loose, so who knows? Charlie Taylor would be at left back. I want to see some intent. So I would move Dwight McNeil to the right-hand side. Now, I know Goodmanson's been playing pretty well, but I'd either drop McNeil and play Cornet on the left and Goodmanson on the right, or put McNeil on the right and Cornet on the left, and sort of do like what you said, sort of alternate, because we have done that with McNeil and Goodmanson. We've alternated. But knowing me, he'll probably knowing Dash, sorry, not me. Knowing Dash, he will probably go with McNeil on the left, Goodmanson on the right, and probably bring Aaron Lennon on for 15 minutes towards the end, instead of a £15 million winger that we've been screaming out for, who could have had an hat-trick on Tuesday himself. So who knows? Obviously, in the middle of the park will be Josh Brownhill and Ashley Westwood. And up top, I'm hoping he sticks with the front two that played against Rochdale. I'm really hoping that he puts Rodriguez and Vidra and brings Chris Wood on, sort of a bit like you said with Vardy. I wondered why that ran. You said something. You shithouse. Kate said something.
I hate you, Kate.
You can't get the staff. You cannot get the staff.
Hello, Mrs. Riley. How the devil are you?
How are you doing, Mum? You all right?
Dan's told me so much about you.
You've told me so much about her. Terry's for everyone listening on Spotify, Chris currently has his face covered with a hat, would rather be anywhere else now.
Yeah,
Terry's
Kate,
put a comment.
I'm going to get you, Kate, for that.
Yeah, you'll tell us anything.
She's honest. I used to like Kate.
So did I.
Yeah.
Terry says Leicester play what I call rope-a-dope. We pee about passing the ball around the back, get tempered up the field, and then wham bam balls over the top. If Burnley do not come out and still sit back, it will be a ball. I have to agree. I do have to agree. If we sort of suck you into our sort of own game, where you're having to do that, where you are starting to try and play them balls over the top, there is a good chance that we'll sucker punch it in the end.
We do. Brendan likes to build out from the back, and I agree totally with Terry. It really, I would have watched my language now the mother's in. It really, really does annoy one when Brendan develops his strategy to play out from the back rather than just playing a long ball upfield.
One must not be happy with that, Christopher. One would not be happy with that.
One isn't happy at all, especially when Soyuncu was playing on the left, because that was when he would make the odd silly little mistake, shall we say?
Good heavens, why would he do that? Why?
He's got it in him, I think. But
I can't keep up this fucking charade, Chris.
You know your mum, I don't. But the problem is, if you're gonna do, well, I hope you know your mum. If you're going to do that at the back, you've got to know when to release it.
Go on. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. He can't. There's no line of police in front of him this time, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but your mother's in. That's why I can't. What was I saying? No. Yes. Right. Yeah, you've got to know when to pass the ball forward, and that's the problem. We do seem to hold on to it much too long at the back when we should be passing it forward. I like to say sometimes Vardy sort of he might as well bring a picnic basket out with him on the pitch and sit up that and having his picnic because we don't seem to want to pass the ball to him, which is why I think we should have the two up front.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, I've just read this comment and I don't know how to read it because it sounds very wrong. But Daniel likes his bed in the spare room at his mum's, then he does me. Now that sounds the way she has worded that. The way she's worded that is like I come up here, get me oats, and piss off back to the spare room at my mum's. I mean, Kate, you wanted laughs, you've got the laughs, I'll tell you that. And you've not said anything, you've said everything. There you go.
So does
there you go.
I can't say. I'm lost. I'm lost for words. Honestly, Mrs. Riley, this is what goes on. You know, these videos are X-rated. They really are.
They are. Honestly, Mum, it brings me down to his level. Honestly, it really does.
Excuse me, your partner there saying that you do her every night.
It was him. It was him.
He doesn't like outside.
You're right. I don't. Oh, porridge is all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just. I feel really.
Porridge is all right.
Oh, I'm going to get Kate back for this. You just wait. I think you should get her on camera now. I think you should get Kate on camera now.
There is more chance.
You keep promising that nobody knows what she looks like.
We have spoken today about doing the third shirt reviews, and I'm gonna get that sorted, and we're gonna do that video. So
right, I've got monetized on YouTube, but they won't monetize my shit shirt shows.
Why?
Because they're called shit shirt shows.
God, the things you have to do. When you get big time like Chris, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to adapt. It's adapt or die in this YouTube world, you see. I'm nowhere near monetization. So I could say that the game was shit. We played absolutely awful. It was dog W and everything else, which I'm not going to, just in case, I just end up going into a barrel of expletives.
Language, Daniel?
Yeah, language. I'll put soap in your mouth. You want to put it in yours, love? Your breath's rank. Terry says, does she get dressed when she goes back? I don't think so. It's just like a dirty. When you come back from a night out, you see dirty stuff out, like leaving somebody's house about 3 doors up.
Kate is the Lady Godiva of Burnley, I believe.
Yeah, Godiva being chocolate.
Oh God.
What have we descended to?
Sometimes in between all this filth and civility, a match might break out. You never finished your team. It's in which bed. Hey, Terry, let me tell you, this is Burnley. Anybody could be in anybody's bed. You don't know Burnley like I know Burnley, mate.
It's like the Waltons, mate. We all just clump together in one big bed.
Honestly, marriage guidance in Burnley is called related.
Have you seen this? She's continuing, Chris. I won't have it. Why would I be in your mum's with no clothes? That's you and Chris. There's just no need now, is there?
No.
I know. But it's the truth that hurts.
Fine physical specimen of a man, Daniel.
It's the first time someone said I'm physical. I mean,
you don't remember? I've still got the bruises.
Well, when they say physical, usually they say challenged after it. No, as well. They do it when they say mentally as well, funnily enough.
What was it you said a lot? Push back. No.
Yeah, exactly, Terry. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. There's no.
See, my mum's just lapping this up, Chris. She's just lapping up. She's like, yeah, go on, keep going. I'll sit in the background. I'm like the lifeguard at a swimming pool. She's watching everybody catfight and spray, like, throw water all over each other. And she's there just like, calm it down.
She'll be dragging you to church on Sunday, I'll tell you.
Doubt it. I
said earlier, Terry, I agree. You are best coming up from behind. I'd sooner be in that position than be up front looking over my shoulder in case Daniel is coming up from behind. But then again, looking where Burnley are, that ain't going to happen.
Terry says, best from behind and being on top, sliding down. Oh, where is this going? This channel's going south.
Oh, yes.
Going back to the football.
You never finished your team, did you? You never finished your team?
No, as I say, up top, it's usually probably Wood and Barnes, or, as it has been. The thing is, though, I don't get why he started Wood and Barnes, because the beginning of last season, it didn't work. He's hoping that it'll work again, and it hasn't. So, it's a struggle for me. I think Vidra offers us a bit more. I think, the fact that Rodriguez got 4 against Rochdale the other day, I think he has to start. You've got, the man's put 4 in the back of the net. He's clearly got the confidence. So, play him.
Do you not like a bit of Saturday afternoon Wood, though?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. And Friday and Sunday as well.
Not according to Gate.
Yeah, the league. We're doing we're running away with it. Leave football in the past. We're doing a Super League here. We're running away from football.
See, once again, we've gone off the football topic, and everybody's commenting.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it is. This channel is becoming filth. I'm gonna have to. Where is it? I'm going to have to flaming just sit here with a phone going, call me. That's where this channel's going.
About. I wouldn't know.
Liar, you watched RTV4. You told us earlier.
See what? Remember those 5-minute free views? God almighty, I don't know. I couldn't make it last 5 minutes.
See, the comments are going, they're very mixed. Vidra offers you a bit more. It's all coming out now, Kate. And then the mum says, oh, don't you worry, you'll have soap in your mouth. Any more of that dirty talk.
Hey, as long as it's your mouth.
Yeah. So, Chris, the big question, and we will get on to it.
Two nuns in the bath. One says, where's the soap? The other one says, yes, it does, doesn't it? I'm sorry, Mrs. Riley. Forgive me. I'm really sorry.
It's not. So obviously, regarding Saturday's game, we'll touch on a little bit of this. So I just thought I'd throw a little video in there. Why not? And for all you guys that listening,
I recognise the music.
There's only a couple of decent ones on that website, isn't there? I will give it that.
Which website? Yeah, I think Carol was nice, and the others were all pretty much slagged.
Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking predictions. So which one is it going to be? Carol or Rachel?
Hey, at my age, mate, you can't be choosy.
Hey, you take a Karen. You take a Karen right now.
Oh, give me a Karen any day.
So, yeah, obviously going into the game, how do you think it's going to pan out?
Okay, well, I do I think I've said this many times. I do a prediction league with some ex-players, and every week that we try and predict the score, obviously for the game. And I've got to admit, there's me and 5 ex-Leicester City players, and 6 of us have gone for a Leicester win. So
you have to, though. You have to. I mean, based on form and everything.
Steve Lynix, he went for a Brighton win and got a point last week. He nearly got the score right as well. So, yeah, we don't always go for Leicester. We just think Burnley, that shit. You're not going to get anything. So I've actually gone. I think you'll get a goal because you know, we set pieces and we are susceptible to a set piece. Although we have to say, if we get Vestergaard, if he's playing it, that will help that. But we've always seemed to be able to concede a goal. Like I say, we do like to give teams a goal start. So I've gone for 3-1. But if we hit form and we play like we played against Naples. Nelson, they got a team. We play against.
I'm going to say, good luck playing them. We'll be playing them soon if we keep up the charade on football pitch.
Playing Barrowford United. The way we played Naples, we were made. It was like literally was like watching Brazil at times. Then I'm afraid I think it could be 4 or 5, but being fair and putting my sensible hat on, I've gone for 3-1. Two of the players have gone for 2-1 to Leicester, and 3 of them have gone for 2-0 to Leicester. So
it's one of those where obviously as a Burnley fan channel, I've got to remain optimistic, and I will go for a 2-1 Burnley win.
Good luck with that, mate.
Yeah, well, you never know. As we say, football's a funny game. Football is a funny game.
Yeah, it is.
Terry has said in this week's predictions, I've gone for a 2-0 to Leicester based on current form and goal difference. I can see it happening. You know, as I say, you take the claret tinted glasses off, you're expecting a defeat against a side like Leicester. But
then again, everybody said we would beat Brighton. And if it wasn't for those pesky VAR, we would have done.
The Missy says, I'm giving a 0 prediction on this occasion because I've honestly no clue and I want to hold hope purely on Tuesday's cup game. But they've been great. They've not been great during the Prem for the most part for myself. Yeah, no, I do agree. To be fair, it was such a last-minute decision on Tuesday. It was literally 7:35 and we sat in the house and said, come on, let's go on the game. And we got in the car, we went down, had to queue up for tickets. There were people trying to get on, and we got in about 7 minutes into kickoff.
I say, what time was kickoff?
Yeah, it was just, as I say, kickoff at 7:45. We set off here. Do
you live under the
10 minutes to train?
Bloody hell!
No, we live up all sack. So it's not, it's not too far. It's only a 10-minute drive in the car, especially when the roads are clear with the football being on.
Fire! Get the fireman out. Maisie's in. Thank God Maisie wasn't in earlier.
Oh God, it'd have been uproar, absolute uproar.
It would.
How are you doing, Maisie? Hope you are well. We're all good. We're smiling, we're laughing. And we're on our best behaviour now that my mum's in the chat.
Yeah, Dan's mum is in. I know what you're thinking. Does she even admit to being his mum? But apparently she does.
It's a fake account. I've told her. It's a fake account. Kate's signed in on 2 different devices. His mum doesn't live upset. Yeah, my mum does. She lives a bit further down. She lives closer to the ground than Kate. Terry says, Dan, is it true they announced the names of the 5 fans to the players? I wouldn't hit you, Terry. I wouldn't hit you. I ain't got to hit him, mate. Put it that way.
I can remember when your manager was Chris Waddle, and you changed your name to Burnley 0.
To be fair, we were only the only team he ever managed, weren't we? So
not surprised. That was when that was when I took my sons, both of my sons' first ever football game was Turf Moor. And I started to take them that season. And I'd got mates at work that were begging me not to go to the football because they blamed me for the fact that you were not doing very well. And I gave my kids the choice. They could support Leicester because I did. I didn't mind if they supported Burnley because they were born in Burnley. So I was quite happy if they supported Burnley. But they weren't supporting Liverpool or Man United, sorry, Maisie, or Chelsea just because they're on the telly all the time. But of course, they chose the right team, Leicester. How's it go? How's it go?
You got it right first time, Chris. You're seeing our old shit house.
Grabbed my nipple, then I hurt myself.
I know. We saw badge and then we saw tit flop with it as well. I thought rest at top were going to ride up.
It's because I'm not wearing Melina's support tonight. That's what it is.
Terry says, joking aside, how many Burnley fans come into Leicester? I think with it being a Saturday 3:00 kickoff, I think you'll get quite a lot. I mean, we do tend to bring a decent following away from home. We've always been quite well known for that. So, yeah, I'd probably expect a full packed out away end. Well, depending on how many tickets you've allowed us to have. I'm not entirely sure what the allocation was. Unfortunately, I won't be there. Which means Burnley have a chance of winning.
What are you saying? I want to meet your mother.
I think you brought it down enough.
It's amazing what I can bring down, mate. I'll tell you, given the opportunity.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I give you the opportunity.
you open the door and I walk in. That's all I can say. we are cannon and ball.
Oh, definitely.
And one of us is balls. I'll tell you. I don't know who it is.
Yeah. So obviously, Chris.
I think what's that place called on Manchester Road? The theatre place. Is that still going?
What, the cinema?
No, there's like a where you go to see the shows and what have you.
Oh, it's bloody mechanics. Mechanics.
That's it. Yes. I spent many a happy night there.
It's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad as mechanics. As I say, I've been there for a few, but it's sort of everyone just goes into sort of the town centre now, which, to be fair, I try to stay in the Wetherspoons.
Town centre, lad.
I try to stay at Wetherspoons just so that, or I try and angle it so that my round ends up at the Wetherspoons.
Wetherspoons, yeah. Is Big Window still there? Is that second home? We used to
Big Window still there.
Across the road and into Big Window. There used to be a nightclub down there as well, down the side, just past the Express.
Yeah. That's still there. It's changed its names numerous times. Is that the one that used to be Panama's when you were there?
Yes,
when you were here?
Panama Joe's. Oh, I've had a few naughty nights down there. Hello, Mrs. Riley. Do you know what? Right, because I used to work. I've got to tell you this. This is totally nothing to do with football, but I want to work for the Express, and we were getting ready for the Christmas campaign. And they hosted a special promotion at Panama Joe's for us. Now, this was like 4:00 in the afternoon. They let us finish early, and we would go, and we'd have to sit there, and there's a screen up, and they did a presentation about all the deals and the discounts. And
it's not too bad though, because the office at the time was literally on the end of that curve, weren't it? They had the office. Big Window was across the road, and literally Panama's were on that corner.
Exactly. So we were in Panama Joe's, and they were giving us vodka shots in these little vodka shot glasses. And this was like 4:00 in the afternoon, right? But they're all different little colours. So my best friend then, I worked with a lady called Donna, still talk to her now. And we said, should we go through the different colours? You know, and so, we'll do that. And we're drinking. And we'd had a few by as you can imagine. And I said, should we have some more? And I said, should should we have the red? I like the red. She went, yeah, we'll go with the red glass then. We'll go with the red glass. And I went up, and there were these trays with, round trays with all the little vodka shot glasses on. And I'm looking, and the guy behind me said, "You all right?" I went, "I'm looking for, have you got any of the red ones?" And he went, "It's the same fucking vodka in all the things. It's just different coloured glasses." But we were convinced it was a different vodka in each glass. Oh God,
Hey, it's them memories that you love, though. It's them memories that you love. Obviously, Terry said, "Okay, lads, crawling into my pit. Thanks for the banter and good night to moderator Kate." Yeah, she's
we're turning into a pumpkin soon, and it was that late. So some of us I already have.
But no, cheers for tuning in, Terry. Thanks a lot. Does mean a lot having you in and your comments. So yeah, thank you. Have a decent night's sleep. Yeah, good night yourself. Kate says, yeah, the Burnley Express building that you worked at, Chris. It is now. Yeah. It is a vape stall. It's like a vape shop now.
Right. It was like you couldn't swing a cat in there. It was like the office had no windows, no outside windows. It was like World War III could have broken out outside. We wouldn't have known.
It's not too bad. It must have been quiet away from a big window where it were all happening, kick off after kick off, and
that was our second home. We'd finish work at the Express. It's just straight out the door into the big window. That bloody hurt when I tell you. We should have used the door to get in, but
it's one of them places now where literally, everybody that sort of, gets the gyro on a Monday and they're in there from 9 o'clock in the morning. That's the sort of place that they go now to big window in there. Your feet stick to the floor. So yeah, it's not changed.
That was the excuse why I could never go. You having one more? Yeah, I can't move my foot. I'll have another one while I'm stood there. Oh God!
It gets to a point where you can't take any more alcohol, and you have to use it to rub out sole of your feet to get out.
Kate, will you please stop giving my secrets away? Hello, Mrs. Riley. That was when I had hair,
And then he met me mum, and it all fell out.
Yes. And the hair as well.
She's not commented for a while, so Christian's getting them fired back out again now.
I think she may. I think I'm safe. I think she may have gone. I'm not sure, but she'll pop up now.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're hanging on for now. We're hanging on for a response.
Yeah,
but 90 days later.
I remember, Dan, that your mum had lovely long hair all down her back. Completely bald on top of her head, but lovely long hair all down her back.
So that's where I get it from.
Yeah. Well, she had the beard. I said that earlier.
Yeah, no, that's still there. That's an ever present.
Yeah. It runs in the family, does it?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Delicate beach was my arse.
Diarrhea is hereditary, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Runs in your genes. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll keep saying this until you laugh.
Oh, no.
That was a shit joke. Just my toilet humour. But
hey, not wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So, Chris, obviously, you think it's going to... Did you say 3-1?
I can't remember. Play it back. Yes, I did say it was going to be 3-1. Yes.
So Chris says 3-1. I'm going for 2-1 to Burnley. Obviously, I've got to back the boys. But obviously, a point on the road will be absolutely fantastic. Chris, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Top class.
I've hated it. You enjoyed it. Shit night.
You only enjoyed it until it came up that Kirsty Riley had wrote a comment, and next minute you're like, oh.
I know. But we'll do it all again on Monday.
We will. We will.
Yes.
One of us will be upset. Hopefully, it's you regarding VAR again.
Well, I tell you what, if you beat us, the show will get cancelled due to the host being pissed off.
Hey, all I'll say is after tonight, if Burnley do win, calm as a bitch.
Yeah, I know. This is why I've got it all in now. That's what you used to say to your mum.
After about an hour.
Took me that long, I'll tell you. Lovely woman, your mother.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Riley. Hello.
Hi, Mum. Look, Mum, I'm on the telly.
Oh, you'll have no roast meal on Sunday, I tell you.
But I probably won't. In fact, I might get a roast. Actually, we're at a birthday meal on Sunday, so that should be good. So if we're going somewhere, all right, might have to get myself a carvery. So at least then I'll get a decent roast.
Ooh, you're not going to get a footballer's roast then?
Oh, definitely not. I'll tell you what, the look I'm getting from Kate because I said about a decent roast. Shit, me.
Kate, I'll have it. I'd love to nibble your beef. What? I mean, if it's chicken, that's fine. I don't mind. Nibbling a chicken, but not lamb. No, I'm not a lamb fan.
Are you not?
No. Does she like a bit of pork, Kate? Does Kate like a bit of pork?
I know where this is going.
Simple question. Just asking what her favourite meat is.
Lamb.
Lamb. Is it lamb?
Lamb.
Lamb.
Yeah. There's nothing better than nice a minted lamb chop.
Yeah, I've not had one for years. I do if I tend to go out. Well, you got to be speaking to Dan about that,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, put your pork away, Dan.
I can't help it. Honestly, I can't help it. Sometimes I look down and I just think, is she on about the the chipolatas I picked up recently, or is she
the party sausage?
Yeah. Or is she looking at my belly thinking, I need, if this relationship ever ends, it's not murder if I take him abattoir. Somebody else is killing him off.
Well, just hope you don't.
Yeah, I called it, didn't I? I bloody said it. Delightful pork belly, the cheeky cat.
Oh God!
There is always one. There is always one. Yeah. As I say, Chris, you've been an absolute gent as always. You put a smile on my face after the shitty start to the day. So thanks for perking me up.
Looks like she's gone. So please do give your mum my very, very best wishes. It was lovely to speak to her again. It's been a long time. It's been about 30 years. So I've really, give her my best, which I don't know what is my best, but if I find it, I'll give it to her.
But no, honestly, Chris, thank you very, very much for the laughs, for coming on.
It's been a pleasure, sir. It has been a pleasure.
And one day I'll get you on and we'll be able to talk about Leicester.
We'll talk football. Just come prepared on Monday. I want to know your favourite kids' TV programmes and your favourite chocolate bars.
Hey, not wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No. Twix is one of my favourites. You get 2 fingers in a Twix.
Yes. See, now I have a trick with Twix. You bite the ends off each, put it in your brew, and drink through it like a straw, so it all melts up the biscuit. You are missing a trick, my friend. I'm telling you that now.
That is wrong.
It is. It's a taste sensation, man. It's a taste sensation, cop. I'm telling you.
Taste sensation, No, you can't do that. I chew the caramel off the top and then eat the biscuit separately underneath.
Oh, then that's just dry, isn't it?
You still got the chocolate on it, on the bottom bit. Do you ever have a chocolate bottom?
To be fair, To be fair, I used to do that with club biscuits. Yeah, I'd pick the chocolate from around the side and then take the topping off, so it was just a biscuit. So fair play, actually, I will give you that one.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
The club.
You're just a small town near Blackburn. Small town near Blackburn. Too much crumb. No, you never don't do it in bed, Kate. That's what I say. You want them, getting them.
That is my pet hate.
Do you?
That is my pet hate.
What, Kate?
Crumbs in a bed. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. If someone eats in bed, honestly, why? Just sit up, hang over the end of the bed and eat. Don't have crumbs in the bed. Honest to God, I would. Even if I went to a mate's house and like, oh, come round or something, we'll have a couple of beers round at mine, and we just sat there, put a bit of music on or whatever, and we're just chilling with music on and thing, and he sits there eating like a dodgy kebab on end of his bed. I'm like, what are you doing? It's not even my bed, but I'm just like,
if
why?
you are
Why would you
eating
do
something
that?
in bed and it's creating crumbs, you're doing it wrong, Dan. You really are.
No, that's true. What the missus says. My brother-in-law is from Blackburn. Unfortunately, he's definitely he's got that proper Blackburn and Darwin twang to his voice as well. And you're just like,
is Kate a Blackburn girl?
No, no. Kate's a wee Yorkshire lass.
Is she? Even worse.
Well, she spent a couple of hours in Yorkshire when she was born, and then she came back to Burnley when they realised she wasn't a true white rose.
They wouldn't let her stay, so they kicked her out. You know, no. Oh,
she found a home in Lancashire.
I'm going to really pee you off now. Did I tell you I used to work for Blackburn Rovers?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. Hey, we all have our crosses to bear, Chris. Don't worry about it.
We do. You work for the Chippendales. I work for Blackburn Rovers. You know, we've been talking that long. Melina's back.
I know. She's been bed. Woke up, gone back to bed again, and come back again.
It's like. Mind you, having said that, hang on, 1, 2, 3. It's 6 o'clock over there, so she's probably just finished work.
Katie, let's not bring this back down again, please.
Bit of the old S&M, Kate?
God, well, it definitely won't be M&S.
You know,
it won't be M&S on our budget. Hey, we're not like you now, Chris, with your monetisation. We can't go from Aldi to M&S yet. But beans.
This isn't normal sex. This is S&M sex.
Now I understand why Melina left.
Melina, it's been. Do not watch this back if you've got any interest in football, because we don't know.
The only thing football about this is the fact that we've got our crests in the corner. We're both wearing our football shirts, and we've done frig all else since.
I thought it was a bib. That shirt you're wearing.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Burnley's away shirt for this season.
You see, you don't go down far enough. Hello, Mrs.
That's
Riley.
What she said. How are you doing, Mel?
When you're eating in bed, you get crumbs.
I don't eat in bed. I won't eat in bed.
Liar.
What do you mean, liar?
My God.
Did you hear that?
Yes. I've never heard her before. Kate.
I know. I'm gonna have to zip it back up. What you writing now? This is the thing, people of Spotify. If you're listening, there's a little ghostwriter in the background who's telling me she's going to spank me and everything. So, Chris, thanks for being on. It's been an absolute pleasure. See you later, guys. Bye.
I'm going to say, can I form a queue?
Is that another Riley snooker joke? Hey. See, now we're on the
there.
Now we're on the Robert page.
Yes, yeah. But, what does she use?
A loofah.
Just thank
chimney
you.
Sweep. Oh no! That's That's Aki
I
Red
don't
Brick.
want to know what she does with
Accrington Red Brick is what she is.
Oh God! Honestly, my throat is sore. Look, I've got a claret mug as well, and it's been
Hey,
empty.
there's not wrong with that.
It's been empty for like an hour and a half.
Well, we'll let you go get a drink, Chris. We'll let you go grab a drink. Thanks for tuning in. I know, obviously,
back.
we're all back. We've never left. The missus says, to clarify, my dad is from near Appleby. My mum is from Burnley. I was born in Yorkshire, but my parents lived in Burnley at the time, so I've never lived there ever. Just born in the hospital, and we only have Pebble Dash in Burnley.
We touched a nerve with Kate.
I know, that's it. We're going to get autobiography now, starting from when she was born.
Yeah. Can I just say, Kate, nobody was interested. But this is a football channel.
Mike, we are still live. Don't worry, we will be wrapping it up. I only get 4 hours.
We're trying to stay on longer than Rich.
Yeah.
This is a telethon.
It is.
Yes.
Not to be mistaken with telethong, which is what Chris is wearing currently. If the camera was any lower.
Oh, tell you what. Oh, when we finish here, first thing I'm going to do. You've got me thinking. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to rip the wife's knickers off. They're half making me arse itch.
I've told you, Chris, you need to stop wearing them back to front.
Oh, is that doing it? It does split them up, one hangs out the side.
Looks like Spaniel's ears.
I really hope your mum has gone now. Really.
She won't make the pages anyway. Life's been hell since she came into it. Always. Thanks.
Do you not get you'll get a mention in chapter 14 or something?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I will get an email off YouTube saying you're going to have to curb your language. You're going to have to curb this porn talk. Otherwise, we're going to have to slap an over 18s on it.
Oh God help us. So she's now drawing people spanking. That is just.
I know.
Yes, he probably found them knickers with your mum's last cardigan.
Yeah, my mum lost a cardigan the other week, and funnily enough,
have a cardigan.
she lost it on the front street. Right. How somebody loses a cardigan, right, to begin with, baffles me, because you'd understand if you've lost a cardigan.
You'd miss it, wouldn't you? Because normally if you've got one, you'd be wearing it. Yes. Exactly.
And the silly old bugger clearly didn't realise what had happened. I mean, she does have a dog that's a bit of a retard. And it probably pulled her forward because that dog is literally my mum's one of these that whenever she's had a dog, she always picks that one that sat there in the corner on its own, looking all sweet and innocent. The black sheep of the family, the runt of the litter, the one that clearly the mother can't be arsed with because it's too messed up.
I know the feeling. I've had a few dogs in my time. I know the feeling.
Hello, Mrs. Rama. Go on. I know what's going on. Bastard. Mark says porn prick. Yeah, that is getting that way, mate. It's getting that way. Live porn preview. That's what I'm going to have to start calling these.
Yes.
Even more so that she found it after 2 days, still on the street. Yeah. I don't know.
There's a competition now. This show has been going just short of 2 hours 10 minutes. You've got to guess, and it's the nearest person to get it right as to how many minutes we've actually been talking football for.
There'll be somebody out there that will dissect it. It's just not going to be me.
No, I better let you go because you're on a promise, I think, by the sound of it. Spanking and crumbs in the bed and eating and what have you.
Put it one way. Yeah, Mark, you're right. Probably about 5 minutes. Probably about 5 minutes.
That's how long I normally last.
Hey, bloody hell.
And that's twice.
Chris, as always, it has been a pleasure having you on.
It has. Thank you.
As I say, you've brightened up my day. Hey,
we have
don't
taken
apologise.
This
Don't
down
apologise.
to further than it should have gone.
It's not a problem. We're all allowed a bit of banter, and sometimes you need it in life just to let loose and just be, just be yourself and have a laugh. It's needed.
We've gone down further than a prostitute on double time.
Which is why my mum left.
She sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Kate says Daniel's mum is like Daniel, some dirty mouth and some sense of humour.
There's half of that I like.
Yeah, when she said Daniel, you did mean that, didn't you?
I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Is that your Sunday? Your Sunday name, is it, Daniel?
Yeah. There's only a small amount of people that call me Daniel. To be fair.
Yeah. Mike, by the way, you missed hearing Kate. I heard her earlier.
Yeah, she said the word liar. That was it. She said, liar.
I knew she was talking about.
No. Could be any of us, mate. It could have been any of us.
Exactly. You better get gone, otherwise your promise will run out.
My promise ran out probably when I started the podcast, to be honest.
You haven't done yourself any favours, really, have you?
I've not. I never do.
No. And inviting me on, it's like going to a Chubby Brown concert then complaining about the swearing.
She did, Mike. She did. She did. As I say, the other half, she will be joining us for a third kit review coming up soon. Just need to look in to see what third kits have been released.
So much if that got your most ever views because Kate was on it.
Honestly, it would. It would.
Well, I'll
stick another pound in with this week's. But yeah, it's one of those where I don't know. We'll just see it. We'll see how it goes. I do want her to get more involved in it. I mean, prior to this, she did have her own, like beauty, like blog and stuff like that she were really into, and it's thanks to her. Yeah, it's thanks to her that I got into sort of more of the YouTube stuff. You know, like watching these vloggers and stuff like that. That's vloggers for people listening. I know the conversation's been elsewhere tonight, but it's vloggers I am talking about. And as Mark says, Chris will be the first viewer.
Yeah, Mike will be the second as long as there's sheep on.
And as we just said, Mike, guys, that says viewer, not voyeur, which is again how this conversation has gone tonight.
You're spoiling it now. You're spoiling it.
No, okay, you are spoiling it now. You're lowering the tone. There's no need for it. We've had a really sensible chat about football, and you are lowering the tone. There's no need.
Women come in, don't they, and they just destroy it.
There's no need for it. There's just no need for it.
I don't know.
That's it. No, you've pissed on your chips now. I'm not putting that pound in. You can bugger off. Bugger off.
She charges you a pound. She charges you a pound.
That's just to speak to her.
Oh, 50p for me, mate.
I didn't make you who you are. She's trying to be nice. Look at this. She's angling back now. There's going to be something that comes of this. There's going to be something. Look, she's sat here smirking. There's some devilish plan up her sleeve. I'm telling you.
You go, Kate. You're making him sound like Frankenstein. You made me who I am.
To be honest, Matt, how do you find it? How do you find that new FIFA 22? I got the 10 out. Boy, here we go. There's always one in there. As I say, I got the free 10 hours from EA Play, but what do you think of it? I mean, the gameplay is definitely different. I was prim and proper before you introduced me to your potty mouth. I don't make him sound like what he is. Do you mean that in a nice way or negative? You're nodding your head. I'll have to. I'm guessing that's off my first answer. That's off my first answer.
I guess.
That's what I thought.
Yes,
that's what I thought.
Definitely.
On that note, Chris. On that note, before she lowers the tone because of the despicable behaviour she likes to display around here these days.
I'm holding back a joke here because it is too disgusting, even for this channel.
Ofcom will start getting in touch with YouTube soon, won't
they? They will.
So thanks for tuning in. Obviously,
I'd like to say it's been a pleasure, but it hasn't.
As I say, thanks for tuning in, Chris. Obviously, coming on, it really does mean a lot. So, yeah, welcome, again, mate. Give another plug to your channel.
Yeah, it's I can't. Leicester Till I Die at Leicester TID on Twitter and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube.
Happy days. What have you got coming up on the channel?
Tomorrow night at 7:00. That's your fault. Tomorrow night at 7:00, we've got a match preview with Craig. We've got the post-match show on the Saturday, and then on Monday night I have got some Northern porn star coming on for a match review. Now I don't know who that is.
That's bullshit. My mum won't even come on my channel.
But you don't know her like I do.
Bastard. Bastard.
It's amazing what your mum will come on for me, I tell you. So it's me and Mrs. Riley on Monday night at 7 doing the Leicester Burnley review. And Tuesday night, it's the new show, 9:00. Don't miss it. We've got a Leicester City player coming on, and we will be having a proper sensible talk about what's gone on in the world of football, all football, not just Leicester, over the weekend. And he'll be able to give his views as an ex-player.
And that's regular, isn't it, now, as well? You've got him to...
It is. He's agreed to do it regularly, yes. So that should be really good. It's quite funny. I know you want to go, we'll keep it very quickly, but it's really seriously interesting because as fans, we have views. And then he sat there and then he'll say, yeah, but... I know he'll say it and he'll go, yeah, he's right. You know, they do see things from a different point of view. Excuse me, wind.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, just the last couple of comments. Talk Burnley FC, how are you? I need to drop you a message about something as well. So if you are still here, sit tight. I'll drop you a message regarding something you messaged me about previously.
Monday night at 7. You can't be as bad as that.
I'm not bad. It's you, Chris. You dragged me down.
Can we do a transfer? Yeah, deal.
You're an arse.
Don't say that and then look at your next comment, please.
Yeah. Don't worry, Kate, I'm not even going to put that on the screen.
No, don't do Kate. Yes, I'm glad you added the second comment, but it would have been better all on one.
Yeah, definitely.
If I knew you was that bad a name, Kate, I'd have given you some advice. Okay, a couple of flags.
I still haven't got over the no entry tattoo she's got on her arse. No more Josh.
Not one-way traffic. I thought it was men at work. Or is that somewhere else on her body?
I agree, Mike. Do you see what I mean? I am dragged down. Chris drags me down. And because I'm the host, I have to play it off like I'm actually enjoying this conversation.
You don't know what he's doing with his hands underneath that film there, Mike. I'll tell you. You think Kate's somewhere else? Kate's just directly in front of him.
I'm playing with this Chris memorabilia.
Yeah,
this Chris
that's what you call it,
lookalike.
is it? You know.
But no, obviously, everybody, please do head on over to Chris's channel. Do show Chris's channel some support. The channel is in the link. It is in the description. Sorry, should I say? Have you seen everybody's comments? Have you seen this? Fuck's sake, you're still going.
To be honest with you, Yank, because I'm obviously losing my hair on top, and I did ask the barber what I should do about it, and he said, put a couple of rabbit tattoos on your head. I went, how will that help? He said, from a distance, they look like hairs.
Hey!
He said, not funny because it was clean. I'm here all week. The way this show's going, it will probably still be on in a week.
For everybody that's got this far, can I just say that this man here is the reason why I needed a 2-week break. I will. My next video will be in a month. I will see you again.
We won't be finished this by then.
No.
Oh, welcome to our World Cup preview. The latest news from Qatar, it's fucking hot.
Like this chat, it's hot, hot, hot.
Hey, the way you said that there, I bet Kate's trembling.
Yeah. Because she's tired and wants to go to bed. Yeah. Fear.
I kept saying, you're on a promise, we should let you go. It has been an immense pleasure. And next time we must talk football. And there'll be none of this on my channel on Monday at all. I will actually mute you. I have
best behaviour.
I don't have filth like this on my channel at all. You know, I have proper football.
To be fair, when I started, neither did I. All of a sudden, I invited some Leicester fan onto my channel, and ever since then.
Not how you start, it's how you finish, mate. And can I just say, all seriousness, congratulations for doing the walk the other week and completing it. I mean, you're bound to complete it because it was going to pubs, but you've raised, and Kate as well. Say well done, Kate.
Yeah.
For both of you,
no,
fantastic job, mate. Well done. It was a great cause. Congratulations on doing that.
No, thank you. Out of the 19 pubs that were mentioned, we managed to do 17 of them because by the time we got round and with the amount of people in certain pubs, it was difficult. But we did it. I'm the sort of guy that literally will. What's the word? I'll whinge having to walk from the back door to the car. So to do that was, you know, even my partner, she even said the same thing, that she was really proud, and I was proud of her as well because she came out of a shell to be around people that, you know, she wasn't really all fully comfortable with, and fair play to her. So when the numbers do come out, obviously I will report and let people know what the final amount was. But obviously there was thousands of people, and obviously people need to get their money into the charity. So until then, we will see how it goes. But there were thousands upon thousands, and there was thousands of people, thousands of blisters, and thousands of beverages drunk. That's all I will say. But
and you knackered Kate's back in, which she said it was some piggybacking. I don't know if that's true or not.
Nah, she definitely didn't give me a piggyback. She definitely didn't give me a piggyback. I mean, for one thing, I'm the pig, so she'd be on my back.
I'm saying nothing because we're back to the pork then, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. No, as I say, Chris, thanks for coming on. Obviously, good luck for the rest of the season, other than Saturday, obviously.
I say to you, no luck at all. I hope you get relegated. I hate Burnley. I much prefer Blackburn. I hope you go down, mate, and fuck off and let some decent team come up and stay in the Premier League.
The thing is, we as people from Burnley, what people will realise is we are too nice for our own good. This is why I keep having this arsehole back on this channel.
You only have me on to reduce your viewers.
Hey, don't worry. I've noticed.
Hey, when we talked football, nobody was commentating. Whenever we don't talk football, everybody's commentating.
They are. Honestly, thanks very much, guys, for all your comments. Say well done. Thank you very much. It does mean a lot. Hopefully, be doing a lot more for charity after some recent bad news. But obviously, I will leave that for the time being. Obviously, see what happens in the pipeline. But that's it. We like to be charitable, and that's why we've allowed Chris on our channel. So, thanks again for tuning in.
Look after your elders, mate. Look after your elders.
I am doing, mate. I am doing. I'm keeping a watchful eye over you on this webcam because the people from the hospice said they can't watch you for 24 hours.
No, I'm actually in a wheelchair here. I don't,
the fibres of your trousers have sort of connected.
There you go. Look, I'm in a wheelchair. Look, there you go. That's my
hey. No, as the missus said, we probably will do the pub walk again next year. And if anybody wants to join, feel free, get involved. It really is an amazing cause, an amazing charity. And the weather was fantastic as well. So do get yourselves involved. Again, head on over to...
Going back to Burnley again. Last time I went, which was when we got promoted and Chris Wood scored that great goal against Burnley at Turf Moor. It was my birthday. And it took me about 9 hours because the bloody coach broke down.
Oh, see, it's like experiences like that put you off. I mean, that and the fact that the town's a shithole, but it's our shithole, so who gives a shit?
Yeah. If your mum's going to put me up, I'll make the effort.
Hey, if Burnley's a shithole, speaking of shitholes, head on over to Chris's channel, show him some support, show him some love.
It's not that good. Not that good.
Honestly, it's an absolutely fantastic channel with lots of Premier League content, not just the Leicester stuff. So yeah, do go show Chris that support. If you are new around here, if you have been in the chat, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does mean a lot. We are all helping each other out, and as much as there is the banter and stuff like that, it is, we are here to have a laugh. And hopefully it's put a smile on your face too, the fact that the two people have had such a good crack with each other, good camaraderie, and they get on like a house on fire. This is what you want.
I absolutely
This is what you want.
This is all for the camera.
It is.
Can't stand
as soon as this camera goes off, that's it. We're just like...
Yeah. I love his mum, but I hate Dan.
Yeah, this big walking, talking 30-year-old cock block over here. It's just... has been a hindrance on your chances.
I used to like you till I discovered you had a bald head.
Are you my daddy?
Who's the daddy? I am your daddy, Dan. Luke, Dan, I am your father. Whatever it was.
Honestly, Chris, thank you again for everything. As I say, hopefully people will sub to both the channels. It really does mean a lot. But for now, obviously, we've got the game Saturday. It's Leicester versus Burnley at the King Power Stadium. And may the best team win.
Leicester.
Up the bloody Clarets. Fuck Leicester.